Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Dan Valentine, and I am your host today, and I just want to welcome everybody. So let me introduce myself to you real quick. My name's Dan Valentine, and I was actually introduced to OPTAVIA 3.5 years ago by a good friend of mine who had lost 100 pounds, and I was at a place where I was just at the bottom of my rope. I was out of rope. And I remember my coach asked me, hey, on a scale of, or my friend asked me, who wasn't my coach yet, he said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how determined are you right now to really get that weight off and make a change in your health? And I remember the answer I told him, I'll never forget. I said, I'm at about a 14. I have to do this. My life has to change. And one of the reasons that I was so inspired was I had this thought that I was so unhealthy that I was not going to be around for my daughter's wedding. Of course, they're not getting married till they're 40. That's a rule in our house. But when they do get married, I want to be there to be able to walk them down the aisle. And you can see my beautiful daughters in the picture here. And I love this picture because this just gives you an example. The picture on the left is actually just before I started the program. It was a father-daughter ball that we went to. And as you can tell by looking at my face, I was absolutely miserable in that suit. I hated wearing a tie. I mean, the suit was too small. My daughters still have big smiles on their faces, but it was a tough event for me. The one on the right was a couple years ago after I had lost 80 pounds and came to a new place in my health. And one of the greatest benefits of this program is that my daughters got a new dad. That event, that second father-daughter dance that we went to, instead of me standing on the sidelines, encouraging them, the side of the dance floor, encouraging them to go dance with their friends, I was out there the whole time. I was twirling them around. I was throwing them up and down. I was energized for the entire, 2 hours that we were at that event. And not only did I have a different event, but my daughters actually had a different experience, and they're going to have a different childhood because I was introduced to this program. Absolutely love the program from the very beginning. You know, most diets that you do, they get harder the longer that you're on them. They get tougher. With this, what I discovered is the longer I was on it, the easier it got. And we're going to talk about that just a little bit, how simple the program is. So I'm a huge believer. I've never seen OPTAVIA not work for someone. It's just such an incredible program, and it's our honor to be able to introduce this to you just a little bit today. So let me tell you a little bit about who we are. OPTAVIA, which means the optimal way, is a focus on overall health, not just weight loss. We like to say that OPTAVIA picks up where other diets leave off. Our goal, as you see in a minute, is lifelong transformation. I tell my clients all the time, it's not a number on a scale. It's about your life, and it's about your future, and it's about the quality of life. One thing I love about our company is we have probably one of the most solid companies that you could be a part of. Our parent company, which is MetaFast, was actually voted by Forbes magazine for 2 years in a row, the last 2 years, one of the top 100 most trustworthy companies in the country. Incredible company, incredible corporate staff, incredible product, best-in-class Fuelings, which we'll talk about in a moment. The company's been around for over 30 years. It was actually OPTAVIA was started by a physician. Is very widely accepted in the medical community, recommended by over 20,000 doctors. Clinical studies from Johns Hopkins University proving the effectiveness. There's just a lot of backing. It's not a fly-by-night company. It's an incredibly solid New York Stock Exchange traded company with no debt, $80 million cash in the bank. It's a solid company. So that's who is behind what you're about to hear about. So like I said, our goal is not a number on a scale. It is lifelong transformation. And how do we accomplish lifelong transformation? Well, I'm going to show you in just a minute, but it begins with one healthy habit at a time. So Lifelong transformation comes through our 4 components. Here's the key of how the overall program works. There are 4 components to this transformation. The first one is your OPTAVIA coach. Second is habits of health, and I'll explain each of these in a moment. Then you've got the OPTAVIA community, and of course our Fuelings. Now, let's talk about your coach for a minute. Your coach is not an absolute expert that knows everything there is to know about nutrition and exercise, but what they are is they're caring and they're knowledgeable enough to be able to guide you through this program and provide one-on-one support. You've got somebody that you're checking in with, that's checking in with you, somebody for encouragement, for inspiration. You just know that you're not alone on this journey, and sometimes that makes all the difference. It's a healthy lifestyle program, and your coach is going to be guiding you towards these healthy habits. Now, they're not going to do it for you. You have to do the work. Tell my clients all the time, I can't do this for you. I can encourage you, but you're the one that has to do the work. And of course, your coach is going to be there for encouragement and support. Now, one thing I'm excited about with this presentation today is we have some incredible stories from real clients and real coaches on the program that are with us today. And the first one that I want to share is actually going to be coming to you via video. Melody's story was in People magazine recently. You may have seen the postings or the actual magazine. It's on Good Morning America, several other networks. Her story's been all over the place because of the incredible transformation. Well, she had that transformation as a result of OPTAVIA. So let's go ahead and roll that video.
Before OPTAVIA, I wasn't really living, I was just existing. I was sedentary, I didn't really do much. As of today, I've lost 180 pounds. And I would never forget that day. I just remember calling the number, getting the information, and they provided me with a coach.
Hi, Candy.
I knew you had it in you, and I knew you had a desire to change, and you just have to remember that. I am so grateful for this opportunity that we've had. Look where you're at now.
I love how when I'm able to speak to her and I don't feel like I'm judged, and I love that when I tell her I reached a new milestone, the excitement, whether it's in a text message or a phone call, just to hear that excitement from someone else besides myself and to encourage me, I felt like I had someone on my side. The 5-in-1 plan was everything that I asked for and more. You eat 5 Fuelings, everything is prepared for you. If not, you just add water. I mean, you can't get any more simple than that. And the only thing that you have to worry about is your lean and green. And that's also one of the simplest things that you can do. Protein's vegetable. You can't screw it up. I definitely would say that I've learned better habits. I know what to eat and what works for my body, but I actually love the food I'm eating. I'm not just eating what I'm told to eat. I'm finding the right foods that actually work, foods that I enjoy. So where it's not a diet, it's an actual lifestyle change. This is definitely something that I would do for the rest of my life. I feel free. I feel free because now I'm eating better and I'm actually teaching better habits to my son. Now that I've lost the weight, I've been actually able to ride a bike. That was one of the things that I've always wanted to do. Being coached by Candy helped me to become a coach. I can actually help someone else reach their goal. And while I'm helping them to reach their goal, I'm also remaining healthier and happier because it's a form of accountability. I feel like I did the program and I have a community of people that I can call my friends and my family, and there's nothing more special than that. I know it's so cliche to say, if I can do it, you can do it too, but seriously, where I was in my life, if I can do it, you can definitely do it too.
And now, wasn't that awesome? Absolutely, absolutely amazing. And, it brings me great honor to be able to let you know that we actually have Melody with us today live to be able to share a little bit of her story with you. So Melody, are you there?
Hi, Dan. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, take it away. Welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm just going to go ahead and share my story with you guys. I originally started Plan back in 2012, and it was after I was in a near-fatal vehicle accident with my sister. I am someone who has always been overweight. I've struggled with my weight since I can remember, and consistently yo-yo dieting from the time I was in middle school up until I actually started this plan. And after I had my accident, I was just sitting on my sister's couch, pretty much immobile, not only because of the accident, but also because of my weight. And I just cried to God, and I just prayed and hoped. I said, God, please let me just find something that's easy and simple that I can do. I'm sick and tired of being this way. It wasn't only the weight, I was just unhealthy. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic. I had also been diagnosed with a mild version of PCOS and sleep apnea, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I kid you not, there was a commercial that came on the next day. Never seen it again, but that's the commercial that really saved my life, and that's when I started Plan. They set me up with this amazing coach, and I thank her till this day, because if it wasn't for her, I would not be where I'm at today. She was a big support system, always there for me whenever I needed her. And started my journey, and after I had my son, because I actually stopped while I was pregnant, and then I had my son and began my journey again. And I can tell you, at that point when I restarted the program, I was at the heaviest I've ever been. I was at 307 pounds. And I just looked at my infant and said to myself, if I can barely keep up with him now, how am I going to keep up with him as a toddler? How am I able to interact with him and play with him? And my coach was there, and she got me right back on track. And did a plan, reached my goal, and I'm so happy to say as of today, I've lost 180 pounds. And not only did I lose the weight, I am able to keep up with my son. I can play with him. I run with him. We do the trampolines together. We've done so many great things. And not only am I proud of that, but I'm happy to show him healthy habits, so he does not have to go through what I went through as a child as well. And I'm also happy to say that at the age of 33, I finally was able to ride a bike for the first time. Because of my weight, I was always afraid to do so. So now I'm just doing everything that I've always wanted to do. And it's one to let you guys know that the possibilities are endless.
Oh, I love it, Melody. I love it. It's amazing seeing how many kids' lives are being impacted by parents gaining their health back. And I didn't know that about you being able to ride a bike for the first time. That's just incredible. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being such a great ambassador of this program, and letting us know how important that coach is to our journey. So let's go ahead and look at the second component, which is the Habits of Health system. This was created by Dr. Wayne Anderson. This is basically helps create the steps to long-term success, the small micro habits, right? One habit at a time, small, consistent changes to get that lifelong transformation, one habit at a time. Now, here's the thing. If you just do a diet, a lot of diets out there work. But the problem is, if you don't change your mindsets, which causes your actions and your habits, then you're going to go right back to where you are. So it's absolutely vital, whatever program you choose, that you actually change that mindset and rewire your brain when it comes to health. And that's what Dr. A's Habits of Health does. It's a book. It's also a companion guide that really helps make it personal to your journey and your life. And the goal is for you to be able to work through this a little bit every week while you're on your health journey, as soon as you begin your health journey, so that you can slowly start to rewire your brain to have that lifelong transformation. Incredible, incredible resources. It really is one of the parts of our program that sets us apart. The third component is our community. We've got such an incredible community. And as you know, it's real hard to, same thing with having a coach. It's hard to be out there on an island by yourself. it's hard to just be striving and trying to be disciplined and trying to move forward without a community around you, encouraging you and inspiring you. And that's something that our program, OPTAVIA, provides. There are local events you can be a part of. There's also virtual events right on Zoom, just like this video screen. Every single week, there's 2 or 3 different events that you can log into, webinars and interactive events. You can be part of a community. There's support calls every week. There's habits of health videos on Wednesday nights. There's a nutrition support team that's available. You've got, many of our clients are part of a private Facebook group where you're with a lot of other people that are on the exact same journey as you, and you can share recipes and ideas and tips and encouragement and stories. It's just an incredible community, one of the greatest communities I've ever been a part of. And that's a huge key component in our program. So I'd like to bring on our next guest, Josiah, and he's going to share a little bit of how community impacted his journey and how OPTAVIA really transformed his life. Josiah, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Take it away.
All right. So I'll kind of start at the very beginning of my journey. My health journey started a long time ago. I was at one point 350 pounds, and I kind of was walking around through life aimlessly with no direction, a lot of insecurities, and it even got to the point where I was a bit even ashamed of who I was as a person, but also, where I was in terms of my physical appearance. I wouldn't want to even take my shirt off at the pool. I was the guy who would jump into the pool with my shirt on just because, God forbid, anybody would see what my body looked like. And so I decided to just take on my health journey, and I initially went the traditional route with diet and exercise. And it took me about a year and a half to eliminate about 100 pounds, which was a fantastic result, right? I felt great. And though my physical body looked healthy, my mindset wasn't even in the right place. I was still insecure. I still felt unworthy. I still had these different internal conversations that were going through my head each and every single day. And so through the years, I'd yo-yoed up and down with my weight. And I found myself where I was earlier in 2017, around August. I was nearing 300 pounds all over again. And, I knew that I needed to do something. I was literally a hop, skip, and a jump away from getting right back to 350 or even beyond that. And, I started to think about friends and family members who were very near and dear to me, who were being plagued with different medical conditions, from diabetes to high blood pressure to high cholesterol, all of these different medical conditions that were plaguing these individuals that I love, and even some people who even passed away from these conditions. I wanted to avoid all of that, for one, but also I really wanted to show others that it's possible to really get healthy. And so I was introduced to OPTAVIA by my sister Rosie and her husband Danny. And at first I was really apprehensive about hearing about it because, let's face it, you go online and you find 1,000 different ways to eliminate weight. And I wanted something that was sustainable. I wanted something where there was a support system behind it, and also a lot of different things that would educate me on how to create a lifestyle. And so when I heard about OPTAVIA, I was just on fire about it. So I jumped into program back in August of last year. And in 4 months, I was able to eliminate 78 pounds. And so again, that was an amazing result, but I had kind of been in a position where I achieved an amazing result. And really, honestly, though the weight loss was fantastic, it really is about, I was able to shift my mindset and then also involve myself in a community of people who were just right there with me, and then also bring things into perspective. That I'm involved in a community of people who are going through the same struggles that I am, mentally, physically, financially, a lot of people who are in the trenches with me. So to know that I can involve myself with the community who are in the trenches, in the fight with me, and on a weekly basis and even on a daily basis, be able to connect to those individuals. Lots of people from around the country that I've never met in my entire life, but I love them as family. And we're just going through life and just seeing the celebrations and successes that people are achieving. Gosh, it just fills me up, and it just fires me up to continue to be that billboard of transformation. And so really the things that I've been able to achieve beyond the weight loss is really finding purpose through all of this. Being able to just stand courageously and no longer walking through life aimlessly with no direction. I'm now in a space to really just thrive and live life fully.
I love it, man. That was so good. Oh, wow. And you know what? Listen, you might be watching this and go, yeah, that'd be awesome to be able to lose 74 pounds in 4 months. Listen, those results are not typical. Those are extraordinary results. I will repeat something I said earlier, though. I have never seen this program not work if somebody follows it. And the simplicity of the program just makes it one of the easiest programs I've personally ever discovered to follow it. I'm sure if we went back to Josiah and said, hey, you did it on your own with diet and exercise, and then you did it with OPTAVIA, which one of those was an easier path for you? And I'm sure he would agree that it's OPTAVIA. So thank you, Josiah. I love our community, great people. We actually met through this community, so it's great to have you on here. So listen, let's move on to our fourth component. And this is the nutrition component. This is the Fuelings, all right? Here's how simple our program is. Bottom line is this: you're gonna eat 6 times a day, okay? Who's good at eating? Okay, I was really good at that. That's why I did so good in this program. Who can drink? I was good at that too. I got the eating down and the drinking down. Well, at the end of the day, that's all you have to be able to do. If you apply yourself to all 4 components, you stay connected to your coach, you work through Dr. A's Habits of Health to get that mind healthy, you plug into all the different or any of the different community opportunities, and then you basically eat and drink, then you will discover the health that you are looking for. So you eat about every 2.5 to 3 hours, every 2 to 3 hours, 6 times a day. Here's the thing: 5 of those meals that you eat are going to be what we call a fueling from the program, right? It's similar to it's not a snack, it's not a meal, it's basically for a replacement for your meal. And there's things like bars, there's shakes, there's pastas. You can see in the picture there's mashed potatoes, there's macaroni and cheese, all kinds. There's sweet things if you got a sweet tooth. There's salty things if you like that savory style. It's just basically all it is, though, is it's fuel. This is the best in class Fuelings. There's 23 vitamins and minerals. They've got probiotics added. Absolutely nothing from artificial sources in our select line, in our essentials line. It's just an incredible thing for you to put in your body. Here's the thing: when people are dieting, a lot of times the problem is they're not giving their body the nutrition that it needs. So they may be losing weight, but they're actually becoming more and more unhealthy. Have you ever been on a diet and you didn't feel healthy, right? You didn't feel that energy? Well, the great thing is on this program, you're gonna be fueling your body with the nutrition that it needs. The other thing you're gonna be doing is you're gonna drink plenty of water. So if you can eat 5 Fuelings every day, you just pick one and go, any one. There's bars and shakes and all kinds of other things to carry a name. And you can eat 1 lean and green meal. Okay, and basically what that is it's just like it sounds. It's a portion of meat and 3 portions of your lower carb type vegetables. You get a guide that walks you through how to do it. Your coach will walk you through it. It's very, very simple to do. So basically 5 Fuelings every day, your lean and green meal every day, and your lean and green meal doesn't have to be dinner. A lot of people do it for dinner, but I remember when I was doing the program, I had a lot of lunch appointments with people at restaurants. And so I didn't want to sit there and pull out my bar while they're all ordering from the restaurant. So about half my lean and green meals I would do at a restaurant. It's so easy to order a compliant lean and green meal from any restaurant. Your coach and the guide will walk you through how to do that. These are nutrient-dense, carbohydrate-controlled, great balance of protein and carbohydrates that are going to help you neutralize, or help equalize your blood sugars and your body throughout the day. It's like I said, scientifically proven nutritional profile in each one of these fuelings. And it's designed to provide the right nutrition no matter where you're at in the journey, at every single stage of the journey. If you've got 100 pounds to lose or more, or if you've got 10 pounds to lose, you're going to be fueling your body correctly. So if you can eat 6 times a day, if you can open a package and put it in your mouth, if you can drink water, and you can prepare your lean and green every day, and that's one of the things I love about the program is there's very little food prep involved. I've done programs before where I'd spend the entire day on Sunday prepping all my food and Tupperwares for the week, and that's just hard to keep up with, especially with a busy schedule. So what we offer in OPTAVIA is really beyond just a healthy body. We've got 3 components, what we call the Trilogy of Optimal Health, and our focus is on healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances, because you'll find that there's a thread that goes between all of those things in your life. They're not alone by themselves, they all interact with each other. So we talked a little bit about getting a healthy mind through Dr. A's Habits of Health and through your interaction with the coach and through the community. We talked about a healthy body and the fuelings and nutrition. So you might be going, where does healthy finances come into this? Well, I'm going to tell you. So before we get to that, I want to encourage everybody, we're not going to take time to go through this right now, but to look at where you're at. One of the most important things about getting to a goal and a destination is knowing your starting point, right? If I was trying to put directions in my phone and bring up, let's say I brought up a destination, if my phone and my map didn't know where I was starting, there would be no way for that map to show me how to get to where I wanted to go. So knowing and having a real evaluation of your current reality is absolutely key, and knowing what you want and why you want it. So when it comes to your body, here's a few little categories here. Well, what's your weight like? How are your eating habits? I mean, where would you rate these things in the scale, all the way from bad to optimum? Do some of these in your head right now. How about your physical activity? Your sleeping, relaxation? Are you in a safe and healthy work, home, play environment? Good questions to ask. And what about your mind? Healthy mind is important. How would you rate most of your relationships? What about your attitude when you're at work? What about meaning and purpose in your life? Spirituality time, community service, hobbies, fun. Where would you rate those on this scale? And then healthy finances is, abundance. What does abundance mean? More than enough. Would you say you have more than enough? Are you living paycheck to paycheck? Do you have resources to be able to minimize your stress? How's your money management? Do you have money to do the things that you want to do? Do you have the resources to create memories and experiences with your family? How about your community contribution? Are you able to give and do as much for your community and your church and other organizations that you really, really want to, both at home and around the world? Get with your coach on this. They may use this what we call well-being evaluation, or they may want to do a health assessment with you to really help you dig into some of this and discover which program might be best for you. So where are you at now? We're not going to score all this right now. So let's talk about the healthy finances for just a minute, and not just the healthy finances, but how does that come into play? Well, as for me, I became a coach and, used to live paycheck to paycheck. And one of the things I did is I made a decision to pay it forward. And that's had an incredible impact on my finances. I mean, beyond what I ever imagined. And it just creates a way that you can do well by doing good. You can help others and be compensated for that. I always tell people that are thinking about the coaching opportunity, and we don't ever twist anybody's arm to recruit, but if you're looking for an opportunity, or if you just ever want to know more about how the coaching works, you can come right in as a coach and a client, or you can come in as a client and just do the program first. It's 100% up to you how you want to approach it. but it's a great opportunity. I always tell people that are considering being coaches, one of the most important aspects of being a coach, one of the keys is that you have a heart to help people. People can tell if you're trying to help them or if you're trying to sell them something. And what we do in this organization is we help people. I remember the first time I saw Dr. A speak, I was a client, was not even a coach yet. And I remember I saw his heart to be able to help a hurting world. And I said, I can get on board with this mission. And it's been honestly one of the most, and I've done some amazing, incredibly fulfilling things in my life. This is the most fulfilling thing I've ever been able to do in my life on an ongoing basis. And the crazy thing is, we actually get compensated for it. So how many of you really love what you do? I've got a sign here somewhere. Oh, there it is right over there. Do what you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. How many of you can say that? I can honestly say that. Megan and I do this full time and we absolutely love it. The non-monetary benefits far more outweigh the monetary, but the monetary is pretty great and allows us to be able to do a lot of great things for a lot of great people. So if you ever want to know more about that, how does the coaching work? I'm not going to go dig deep into it right here, but it's really, really simple. Do you have a heart to help people? Ask the person that invited you, ask your coach, and they can kind of walk you through exactly what it looks like. So here's our income disclosure statement. Like I said, your coach can kind of walk you through, what does it look like, the different income levels that you can make at helping, different amounts of people. It's completely up to you. If you want to help 5 people and be compensated, $300-400 a month, you can do that. If you want to help 50 people and be compensated far more, then you can do that. So I just want to encourage you, first of all, thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you to Melody. Thank you to Josiah. And I just want to encourage you, if you're here and somebody invited you and you're not part of our OPTAVIA community yet, consider yourself officially invited. And not only that, but you've got an opportunity to be able to get started helping other people. You can jump in at any time. So be sure to connect with the person who invited you and say, hey, I'm ready to do this. If you happen to be watching this video and you're not with that person, shoot them a text right now and say, hey, listen, I want to get a little more information. I'd really like to at least look at what the next step is. So thank you all. Have an awesome rest of your day. And to everybody, may we continue this journey of lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. I'm Dan Valentine. It's been awesome hanging out with you. Bye-bye.